The Oregon Ducks get to host a playoff game at Autzen Stadium in Eugene as the number 5 ranked Oregon Ducks will take on the number 12 ranked James Madison Dukes. The most unlikely of playoff teams has to go to one of the toughest environments in the country in what looks to be a really fun matchup. I'm excited to break this down, but before we get into this one, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Helps me out a ton. It lets me know you guys are enjoying the videos and gets this video out to more college football fans like yourselves. Leave a like on this video, subscribe if you are new, but let's go ahead and talk about this Oregon Ducks team. Oregon has had a very strong season that I don't think enough people are talking about how good the Ducks have been, particularly over the last 4 weeks. Iowa, Minnesota, USC, and Washington have been their last 4, and they have looked dominant in all 4 of those games. And it starts with them having one of the best quarterbacks in the country in Dante Moore. Dante Moore cooled off a little bit towards the middle of the season. The Indiana, Penn State sort of range, it didn't look pretty. Over the last couple of weeks, Dante Moore has been absolutely incredible at all 3 levels. The deep ball has been excellent. He's so accurate with the football, completing nearly 82% of his passes. He has just been phenomenal, pinpoint accuracy, and he's doing this without DeCorian Moore and without Evan Stewart, who were pegged as the top 2 receivers on this team. They have been excellent at challenging teams vertically, and I think that makes this a very intriguing matchup. They also have one of the best rushing attacks in the country right now. Noah Whittington, Jordan Davison, De'Aaron Hill, all 4 of those guys have stepped up in massive ways all season long for this Ducks rushing attack, and they've got almost 1,700 yards combined between the 3 of them. They've been excellent all year long. The pass blocking has been very, very good, where I think all 5 of the linemen on Oregon are going to be in the NFL. When you just look at this team, Alex Harkey has been really good. They've gotten good play from Lalolu, Yuli, Pregnon, and World. Their offense and their ability to run the ball, I think, is going to be crucial. And then they've got a really fun group of weapons on this team. I don't know that they have a true standout number 1. Malik Benson has stepped up. Gary Bryant has stepped up. Kenyon Sadiq is the most explosive of this group, but they just know where to get these guys the ball. They are accurate, and they just get these guys open, and that makes this team a very tough team to stop, where they don't have a true number 1 go-get-it type of receiver. And so I think this makes this offense one of the most difficult units in the country to stop, because they can block up front. They've got a quarterback that can absolutely pick you apart. They can run the ball so well. I think this offense is going to have a really big day, but defensively, I think is the area where we're not giving this team enough credit for how impressive they have been on the defensive side of the ball. They've got 4 guys on up front, all 4 of their defensive linemen, and Mateo Uiagalelei, Omari Washington, Bear Alexander, and Tuioti. All 4 of these guys have been disruptive in their own ways. Omari Washington and Bear Alexander have been menaces at stuffing the run. I think Mateo Uiagalelei, as that true number 1 pass rusher, has been awesome. They've got guys up on this defensive front. The linebackers are playing well. Jerry Mixon's having a solid year. And then on top of all of this, I think this team can cover, which was one of my biggest question marks with Oregon coming into the year. But all of their guys have stepped up. True freshman Brandon Finney has been awesome for this team. Jaden Kennedy in the slot has been excellent on the secondary. And safety Dylan Thieneman has been everything they could have asked. They've got guys on the back end that are playing very good football. And I think this team can get stops when you need them to, and they can create points. They're taking on a James Madison team, though, that James Madison is interesting. This is unlike any other playoff team that I've really talked about. They played one Power 4 program all season long in a 14-point loss to Louisville in week 2 on September 5th. But this is a team that in the Sun Belt has dominated. They have put up 50 or more points on 4 different occasions this season, and they have looked really, really good. Bob Chesney, their head coach, is going to be taking the UCLA job, but he has done a really good job with this offense. Alonze Burnett, the quarterback for this team, He is a threat. 2,500 yards, 21 touchdowns this season. But where I think this team thrives is on the ground, where Barnett's got 648 rushing yards and 14 rushing touchdowns. And Wayne Knight, their running back, has almost 1,300 yards and 9 touchdowns. And he is coming off a really big performance for 212 yards against Troy. This team is going to want to run the football. That is what this team wants to do, whether that be with the quarterback, whether that be with Wayne Knight. They want to get the ball into the hands of this team. They have rushed for over 3,300 rushing yards this season, and that is what this team's offense is. On the receiving side of things, they're not a team that's really going to stretch the field vertically. They've got Nick DeGennaro, who's had a really strong season at 6'1", 196, the Richmond transfer. He's had some big plays. His average depth of target is very high for this team, but this is very much a ground and pound, run it down your throat type of football team, and they've had success in the Sun Belt all season long, and they've got good blocking. This is a team that hasn't given up much pressure this season, and I'm excited to see what this team is going to look like. On the defensive side of the ball, I also think that this is a team that has played good football. They've been able to get after quarterbacks with 4 different players with 25 or more pressures, and they've got 41 sacks on the season. They have a fast and quick pass rush that can get after quarterbacks. And on the coverage side of things, they've also had a really strong season as well. DJ Barksdale, their corner, he's got 2 interceptions and 9 pass breakups. This is going to be a fun matchup. Now, again, this is not your typical playoff team because James Madison is in the Sun Belt. They didn't really play any difficult opponents this year. Their out-of-conference schedule was Weber State. They played Louisville. They played Liberty. They played Washington State. Like, they didn't have any tough opponents. And the one tough opponent they played, their offense really fell flat. They couldn't pass the ball. And I think it's going to be that again. I don't think James Madison stands a chance in this game. And you know, I hate to do this to James Madison fans, but I think they're going to get run off the field in this one. Oregon has too many playmakers. They are too well coached. I think Dan Lanning is a fantastic coach. Defensively, they can get after you. They can create pressure at a ridiculously high rate on all different fronts. I just don't know that this team stands a chance. And yeah, you've seen a good pass rush from this James Madison team, and the pass rush has been consistent all year round. This is an offensive line that they have not had to play yet. This is one of the best offensive lines in the country. They have defended the run well. They haven't had to go up against a back like Noah Whittington and this group. I truthfully don't think James Madison stands a chance in this game. I think that Oregon is going to absolutely light this up. I think this game is going to be 49-13. I think this is going to be an absolute bloodbath, and Oregon is going to advance in the playoffs. But I'd love to hear from you guys. Who do you think comes out on top? Who do you think wins this game? Leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.